What is up? What's up, honey badges? What's up, Albie?
Hey, what's happening, John?
Rocking and rolling, brother. Taking a little step away from the amazing island and just jumping in here with you, man.
I love it. Are you at the famous Sand Dollar Estate?
We are. It's been, this place is always magical. Being able to come back and just sitting there that first night and just seeing the lights on the mountain across Megan's Bay and just like, wow.
Oh, best view ever.
It is the best view ever. And it never gets old. We had the opportunity to cruise through BVI yesterday and it's just magical. I hadn't been able to get over there in several years. So being able to go back over there, going to Sand Dollar and, it's not the same, right? It's not the original Sand Dollar. So it's still cool, but, that view is magical.
What's not the original Sand Dollar? What do you mean?
Excuse me, not the original Soggy Dollar over in
Soggy
over
Dollar.
in BVI.
Yeah.
We I think we got to get back, and they need another 100 sticker up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. It's one of those places that the view never gets bad. It actually improves. At night it gets dark early there, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things that you're not bummed about because when that sun sets, the mountain lights up like a kind of like Vegas, but it's not. It's like mountains with just lights. It's like a painting.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't seem real. I was sitting there. We were having breakfast, and I was sitting inside, and all the glass sitting there at the table, and being able to see all of that. Just having breakfast, it was really. It's one of those things, right? Just full of gratitude and definitely one of the things that you never take for granted. And it's been good, man. We've got some real estate rock stars on this trip with us, so it's been fun. Kind of picking brains and where opportunities going. And I was actually down on the beach with Lee Tessier, sitting there. Lee and I were kind of talking and kind of where we see things going into the new year. And we got into talking about $100 million leads, talking through, Hermosi's $100 million leads. He was talking about, where's the opportunity, where's the incentive. And we've got a gentleman here that is on the investment side of things, and he's running a lot of two distressed opportunities are back in the opportunity for I don't know necessarily distressed, but motivated sellers is definitely a big opportunity and definitely a conversation that we've been having here for the last couple of days. Oh, I lost you, buddy.
Sorry about that. I'm multitasking, as you know, here, so I apologize.
No, I don't know if you heard and love any of your input on it, but that's just kind of the direction where things are at. There's a lot of motivated people out there, more than what you may be aware of, but it's just like I was just talking with Lee, and it's like, man, if you're not all in marketing perspective, not all in, but also, going after motivated sellers is the opportunity, man. Listings.
Yeah, I think that, I pray that we're not going to see another 2008. But if it starts to go in any kind of a direction, the best advice I could give everyone is that, make sure that you're keeping your credit nice and tight. Make sure that you start lining up some, if you're not sitting on a bunch of cash, make sure that you're lining up some credit opportunities so that you can start taking advantage of opportunities when they come. Because that was the boat I missed the last time, is that I wasn't prepared. There's not a lot of people that were prepared, but the ones that were prepared made multiple millions out of that opportunity when it came about.
Al, to your point, man, and I love what you just said right there, and I think this is a great reminder for everybody listening in. If you're in that situation, right, you're not sitting on a bunch of cash. Align a couple investors who do have, and I know for us, when we originally got in, we're running guaranteed sell. We had an investor that we were keeping deals going, and we were helping them find them, helping them get bought, and then selling them, and then step back and said, we should partner on this stuff, because I think you would be a lot more incentivized to find these opportunities if you had some more upside to it. And so that's how we kind of got into the game. Until then, we became the investor. So if you're out there and you're like, man, well, I just don't have the cash, how do I do that? It's like, and I remember Kyle. So I had Kyle Whistle on Expert Mentors at the beginning of the year, and it was like the 15 opportunities in real estate moving into 23 and beyond. And one of the things that we got into was exactly what you just said right there. We got into, the opportunities with motivated sellers. And he's like, here's the deal, bro. He's like, man, if you find the deal, there's people out there with the money. And I think it's just a mindset shift for the real estate agent. It's like, man, but I can't do anything with it because I don't have the capital or the resources to be able to do it. But what Kyle was saying, and it's so spot on, is like, he's like, bro, you find the deal, the money's easy. Finding the deal is the hard part. And so I think understanding, the deal criteria, the deal flow, how the cost to purchase, the cost to hold, the cost to rehab, the cost to sell, and knowing these investors' margins and numbers, the money's there. It's just finding the right deal. And I think that's a shift for a lot of real estate agents. And if that could be a big mindset shift and a big opportunity for a lot of agents moving into the new year.
Yeah. And it also checks the box of it'll, if you're running that as your offer, you're going to be able to create listing opportunities as well. So right. You got two different oil wells there.
Mm-hmm.
One is for the right now cash, which is the listings piece of things. And of course, the other one is for the wealth building, which is what everyone needs to be thinking about over the next 2-3 years right now.
Yeah.
So how can I turn this opportunity in wealth building?
And, I know I talked to you about it, and we've talked about it several times. If you guys have not listened to Ed Milet's, it's from 2020. It's from about this time in 2020. He dropped it at the beginning of November. So it's he just re-dropped it, right? But it's so important to listen to. And in what he says, it's separation season. And right now is one of the best opportunities to start to separate yourself from everyone else, but most importantly, from the version of you today. This is an opportunity for you to separate and become so much better than who you even are today. And he gives so many great examples in there, right? His concept of the power of one more, right? So like, man, Al, for me to hit my goal, I need to have 10 conversations today. Well, then do 11, right? Have 11 conversations, have that one more. And everything you do, have that one more rep. And he goes to all these different examples and listening to that, listening to the conversation that I had with Kenny Trung, Kenny Fast on Expert Mentors a couple of weeks ago about like, this is the opportunity to do we always know, do the things within your control, but right now is the opportunity for mind share. And if you guys are not dominating social media, and he goes, I had to remind myself how I built my entire career is I built it on Instagram, and I created the perception that I was busier than what I was. And I was doing real estate activities, but I was just showcasing a bunch of different angles of me doing real estate activities. And it gave the perception that I was like so much busier than what I really was. And then all of a sudden I was busier than I could handle. And, Hermo leads, he talks about the one to many. And if that's not one of your key strategies, intentionally being one of your key strategies, but I would recommend everybody go back to listen to that conversation with Kenny and what he says that their entire organization of 300 plus agents is doing and what they're committed to on a daily basis with social media, door knocking, previewing properties. It's a must as far as your activity game to separate yourself this time of the year. And then the other conversation, Al, if you haven't had a chance to listen to it, and my team's dropping it on the podcast tomorrow, so they're going to promote the heck out of it. It's the conversation that I had Blake Sloan on the podcast last week. And we went for about 45 minutes, and we could have gone for about 4.5 hours. And we were just had a constraint with my calendar and a constraint with his. But it is probably the most important conversation that anybody that's running a business or even trying to improve your life can listen to. It is that impactful. It is that important. Like, I'm looking at my notes from it, and man, it's what I consider one of the best in the world at, and he's one of the best in the world at putting the mirror in front of you from an accountability perspective.
Dang, what a teaser, man! I can't wait to listen to it now.
It drops on the podcast tomorrow. The team's going to promote the heck out of it. So for all of you guys listening in, the link to the podcast will be there. And then if you're on our email list, you're going to get hit with the email to click on it and find it. But, you know how incredible he is as a leader. And that's really what it was, right? It got into the leadership conversation and where you need to be focused, and the message that he's beating into his team every dang week, every dang day. And it's a powerful, powerful conversation. And that's what I told. As soon as I got off, I messaged D, and I said, when this one drops, we promote this one better than we've promoted anyone, because I think it's that important for everybody to listen to.
Can't wait, dude. Nice job.
Good stuff, hey, man. Well, I know you guys.
Leadership.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Speaking of leadership, we are, I want to just kind of throw this out there to anybody, because we get asked weekly, about, hey, what are you guys doing, as far as agent attraction training, stuff like that. Obviously, we have everything in the app. So go to honeybadgernation.com, download the app. If you don't have it, there's a free version where you get all of the trainings that we have. It's free on the app. So do that. But we have a small group of people that have been meeting for over a year at 10 o'clock Eastern time on Mondays. And it's kind of been a mastermind sort of in a way. And we're actually changing the format of that up to an accountability group. And it's not open to everybody. It's only open to agents who have at least successfully recruited one agent, at least one, minimally, preferably, 2 or 3. And the reason we say that is because then we know that you're committed to actually doing the work. But we're in here sharing commitments. Everything in this group is now shifted to commitments. We are either committed to doing the mundane, little things every single day that lead to our goal, or we're not committed. And so this group of committed people are throwing it out there publicly, what they're committing to. And then the next week we're coming back, we're helping each other, holding each other up, and celebrating the people who actually got their commitments done. And then we're doing it all over again every single week. The goal is to obviously move to action, get results, not just talk a big game. So anybody that's interested, if you've had, between 1 or more personal people that you've sponsored to EXP, and you're ready to commit and take it to the next level, and you're okay being held accountable. That's the big thing there. You're okay being held accountable. Send a message. Actually, you can just put it in the comments that please include me, and we'll get you an invite to our Monday morning accountability. Agent Attraction Accountability, the AAA, I guess is the name we'll come up with.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, it's so key, right, to have that peer, that community, to where you can find that level of accountability, and find that, obviously as we kind of talk about that structure, judgment-free zone, but you learn a lot, right? You learn a lot about yourself as you kind of go through that, and having a community hold you accountable. And that's really where exponential growth really happens, right? Is when you have that public accountability to the activities that you say you're going to commit to. And then did you do it? And the reality is that, you try to throw excuses up, but a great accountability group, they're not going to allow you to throw excuses. And it's like, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I just want to know what you want to do about it moving forward. And that's the real structure with it. And man, I remember, really getting deep down that. I know that accountability group, you used to run that with the Stasek group at a high level. And I remember Gary V's coach talking about it as well. That's what she's like, she's like, stop. The second that anything comes out of your mouth that's an excuse, I don't want to hear it. I just want to know what you want to do about it moving forward. Do you want to recommit? Do you want to change the commitment? Has the goal changed? If the goal's changed, that's great. Sometimes we get on that path and we realize like, now this is, I don't like the way this feels. Let me change it up a little bit. And that's okay, man. You can change the goal. It's just now what are you willing to commit to, about it moving forward? So it's really powerful.
It is. It's super powerful for leaders, and it's super powerful for anybody really that's having, if you find that if you want to be really, really honest, looking directly in that mirror, and you're someone who's made commitments and you're always seem like you're falling short, you and I, we all know the reason. And the reason is because you're not really fully committed, meaning it's okay if you don't get the result. Now you're going to be like, no, it's not okay. No, it is. It's okay until the pain is so great that the pain of not committing is greater than the pain of, you know what I'm trying to say. I lost my train of thought. But
no, I know exactly
that pain.
Yeah.
That pain of not getting the result has to be greater than the pain of not having it. Otherwise, you're not going to commit and take action. So that's why we switched the format up. We're not in the business of babysitting. We're in the business of pulling people up, holding people up, letting the peers do the accountability. And we find that's more powerful. So we're excited for the new format. And there's going to be people that are going to drop out. That's totally cool. There's going to be new people coming in, which is even better. Because what's left is we want a group of committed individuals who are lifting each other up, not judging each other.
I think the thing too, is really, it's kind of a mantra that we've always had, right? Is that we help the committed win bigger and win faster. I think that's one of the takeaways to really find the people that, especially for us, is that we collapse time. I think that's the biggest thing that any great, peer group, accountability group is just that level of accountability and getting you uncomfortable and doing the things required to get the result that you say you want to achieve. But it really does come down to that, right, Al? It's like, you've already got to have a certain mentality, a grit, a mindset. And we can just help you see around corners, and we can help you, essentially collapse time, less effort, less sacrifice.
Love it, man.
Move faster.
Appreciate you taking the time out for your vacation, man, to hop on here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I look forward to it. This is one of my favorite times of the week, to be able to jump in with you. And I know we're one man down today, as old cousin Kinder's getting his move on. So he's taking care of some stuff and allow you and I to jump in and make sure we're staying connected, staying accountable.
He should be able to puddle jump right over to you in 20 minutes.
I know that's what I was saying. I know, but he's got his hands full. I know he was going to try if he could, but yeah, he's literally a 20-minute flight over.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a good time, man. I appreciate you. And Appreciate everybody, Honey Badger Nation. Get on Wally's call this Thursday. Check out John's call with Blake Sloan that's dropping tomorrow. I can't wait for that. And if you're looking to build funnels out, Funnel Fridays with Braden, noon Eastern time. We'll see you guys there.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
All right.
you.
See you guys. Bye.